Do you need a... Oh, I don't have a whistle, so...
Here. So what you can do if they're not taking your in the very beginning is you can canter them. I have her straight back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give her a non-verbal act with just my hand. Good girl. Yes. The big thing to remember with baseball is to walk out to them, because if you forget to walk out to them, then... So now I'm going to add an element of complication, right? So I've got one back there. I'm going to put one in line with her, but I'm going to put it over there. And I'm going to give her another right-handed back. And she's going to want to go for the one I just threw. If she goes straight back. Good. Good girl.
She's like, I know things.
You've proofed out your left and your right-handed backs, then you add in the other bases. And you do them one at a time. So I added in my right, so I'm going to go right. No! Here. This is all attrition in the beginning.
There we go.
So you can see I added motion to get her to go over.
The step, yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. Always remember voice won't, if you don't have it convinced in their brains of what direction you want them to go, adding voice won't help you.
So as little as possible, basically.
You can use voice if you need to add momentum. Voice is like the gas pedal. But if she's convinced that she wants to go back or she wants to go left instead of right, me adding voice on either of those things isn't going to change anything. In fact, it's just going to drive her where she thinks she wants to go. You got to convince her where you want her to go first, and then you can add voice to gain other things. So we're going to try that one again. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Here. Here. And then once I have that, and I can proof it out, right? So I can go, just did an over, so now I can go straight back, left-handed back.
And you want them to spin to the left if you put your left arm up for back, right?
Yeah. And there are different degrees of back too, right?
Right.
So like this, it's different from this, it's different from this. But the one thing it all has in common, watch my spine when I send her on this next one, is I'm straight up and down, my hand is going up, and I'll even, a lot of times, Dad says go up from your toes, hop, hop, yeah I know, there's two there, hop, yes, he says hop, thank you, yes, so go up from your toes, that's, you're almost like standing up against a wall, back straight, hands straight up, and I almost go up on my tiptoes, but you don't want to do, like hop. To a dog, this, they can see this from far away. You don't want to have your arm extended outwards like this. You don't want to be going like this or like this. That's the wrong motion because they won't see the depth. They'll basically just be seeing your hand moving around. This,
very clear.
Up and down, even just like this. You just want to make sure you keep it as straight as you can on either side. Because this, I mean,
stop or just confusion.
It's just confusing. They can't perceive the depth of it, and it just it doesn't. It's basically like them trying to read cursive or something. It doesn't make sense. Here, here. too far out of line, when you're teaching it, you have to fix them. It's a little bit
Right.
here.
Now, my question for you, if you have a dog who's just learning this, would you put a place board where you want them to return to, like where she is, or no?
Not necessarily. I've never taught it with a place board there or anything.
Okay.
I just walk out to them and make them come to me like here. Now see how she's cantered?
Yep.
So I was trying to fix it and she wouldn't really let me out there, but I wanted to see, if you can see how she's cantered.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to really define them turning to the right or to the left and they're not for some reason or another, I can canter them like that on purpose.
So
and
you
that
want her to
pushes them to
spin.
that side more, right? I can also canter myself if I really need to. Right, I can canter her and that'll push her, spin her even more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna fix them and make her straight. Here. So she knows how to do it straight.
Yep.
And then I made a rookie mistake in the very beginning, and then I didn't have my whistle in my mouth, so that's why it's in my mouth, because you need to be able to stop them. And it's the same for wagon wheel and stuff, is you always have that whistle in your mouth, because if they're going to the wrong place, you got to be able to stop them.
Right away, yep.
Right away, yeah. Now the other thing, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I'm getting ready to do an over, I like to keep my hands a little bit lower here, both hands. It's different from when you're casting in the field. When we're casting in the field, it's forward march, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're getting ready to send them, we tell them what direction we're going to send them when we're casting. But in the field, but when we're handling, we use both hands up. You got to watch your shoulders. If they start going on you early, one way or the other, they're usually watching your body language, and they're seeing something. And a lot of times it's your shoulders. Raising your shoulder before you send or something like that. But again, I like to keep my hands lower when I'm getting ready to do an over, because it's just easy to go from there. And then I put them up a little bit higher when I'm getting ready to do a back.
Okay.
I think that helps. Good girl. Good. Here. Yeah. Good girl. Now this, I think, is the hardest sequence, because they're gonna, one of the hardest sequences, because they're gonna want to go to that overpile. Now she saw my hands move, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of her kind of here.
Because it was slower on your part, but you hadn't committed. Or not, yeah. She saw the start of your movement and went with that.
Right.
So once they go to the sides, it's hard for them to remember there's one back there.
Yep. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good. And it's all attrition. Huh?
Yep. She wasn't going to hear.
I'll use indirect on hup if I need to, but they have to be collar conditioned for hup, obviously. But I'll only use it if she is slow or doesn't respond to a known command. Right? So if for some reason I gave her a back and she didn't go, I gave her a back nick. We call that balking if they don't go when you send them. So we're going to do that sequence again. Good. Good girl. Yep. Good. Good. Good girl. Up. No, here. Here.
It's been a while since she's done this, huh?
Good. Good girl. Yeah. Good. Good. Here. Here. I'll try it again. Good. 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 Yeah. Good. Good. Up. Here. Here. Hop. Hop. Good. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Hop. So on that one, she actually did the sequence correctly. She was just anticipating a little bit and going for center. So now I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do the opposite. Good girl. Good girl. Yep. Good. Good. Hop. Hop. I think she's stealing off of me, so I'm just going to reset myself. Good. Good girl. Yeah. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So that's basically what you're doing. You can try it too. You can do opposite. So right over, left back, left over, right back, left over, left over, right over, left back. You know, you can basically just mix it all up once you have it mastered. But you start with just doing it one step at a time. So once I have the back right with doing lefts and rights, then I might take away the back pile and make sure I have my over. Once I have my over, I might put the back pile back out and try that sequence of either, I think the same sided sequence can be hard. I think doing the opposite can be hard, but I think, so I would do maybe I have my left over, so I'll do my left over, and then I'll do my right back, or opposite. I think I did that reverse.
It's okay. I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah. But so you start, and then if you're having trouble with them, like the over is out there, but they're always going. Oh, you're trying to set them to the over, and they're always going back. Take away the back. Just take it out of the picture and get your over. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then maybe the next day. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have our over. Now let's add the back pile back in again. Over, back, over, back. Making sure that they get the sequence. So never be afraid that never think that you have to have all of them out at the same time. You can take them away if for some reason or another it's you know, because it's all just through attrition. Now, if I wasn't able to stop her and she went all the way over here, or she went all the way back there when she was supposed to be over here, what I would do, and this is something I learned from Pat, is you just go up to her out there. She doesn't get to pass go. She doesn't get a brownie. I just walk out to her, right? So like I sent her over. She went back. No, ha! She kept going. Okay. I'm just gonna walk out and then meet her halfway. Yeah. I'm gonna make her give it to me. I'm gonna put it back. Heel. Make her heel. Hop. 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 I'm gonna reset her. I'm gonna make her go again. Right?
Yep.
So here, good. Up, good. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So what that shows them is I'm not yelling at them, I'm not screaming at them, I'm stopping them from like continuing on basically, because completing the task is part of the
Resets
reward,
it into
right?
their mind, yeah.
Bringing it all the way to you, that's where you get the praise. So by meeting her out there and putting it back, I'm taking away that. You know,
Taking away the good feeling, yeah.
Right, I'm taking away the Monopoly pass, go, and collect $200 sorts of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that's I saw Pat do that in the seminar last year, and I liked that.
Cool.
I like it's a different way of disciplining it. You're taking away the reward, which is completing the task. So, yeah.
And say she, like, obviously at this point in time she hasn't mastered, right? But would you ever use orange bumpers with it, or just the black and whites?
With baseball, no. I just use the black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember ever using. I don't ever remember using orange.
Okay. You do have one bumper over here on the right, just so you know.
Heel.
Does she see your hand, or is that you making sure that you're aligned with her?
Yeah, I think that's her making sure that she's aligned. I don't stick it. Let's see. I don't stick it in front of her face.
I know it's kind of unrelated to the task at hand, but
Heel, 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 hop, heel, hop. And then she's all crooked, but yeah, I'd stick it right around here, so I don't think she really sees it. Okay.
she probably feels the presence though.